Yeah, crush Town. So strategy, you can see, if you have a quick look around, Kitty, you can see that we've got the light tanks heading out into the west of the map, and they're there to scout a western push straight away, and then retreat if they don't make retreat if they make contact. We've got a whole bunch of mediums going out on the eastern side, and we've got the heavies sitting in reserve at base. Spot that 1390. Them pushing them up to there doesn't really tell us anything other than they want to know what we're up to out here. So we just chill and we keep pushing for more lighting. We haven't seen anything in the west yet, so we've got a 1390 going out to see, what's going on. If we don't scout anything in the west, then we know that they've done a majority east strat. We just started lighting them up there on the east there, and our mediums, which are all set up on that ridge, will start shooting them up. The light tank made contact with another light tank down on the west side. What that really tells us for 1390s that far back is that it's they have literally nothing in the west at that point, because the 1390s there for the same reason we use 1390s. It's to light on contact and then bug out. So we've lit a lot more tanks in the east now. We know the majority of their forces there, so we call the heavy tanks to push down the center and attempt to flank, and in the meantime the mediums are all just getting hull down while slowly pushing forward, preserving health. The main reason for doing that is to keep their mediums interested and in place. So we push all the 1390s down the west, ready to get the flank on when the support from the from the heavies, in the middle, when that arrives. We're gonna have a pincer attack that goes on with the light tanks. We'll quickly overwhelm whatever that they have there, and push in. Because we're now being aggressive in our push, we decide to kill the light tank that we had scouting for them. That's so we can flank a little bit better without having to worry about their tanks. So at this point we run into their sort of reserve forces, which they had in the west. We capture all of their tanks that are sort of retreating away from the line of fire that we had on the east. And you can see there that our mediums have spread out so that they have sort of like all the best firing points on all of their tanks, so that they're not going to have a couple of tanks which we can't put pressure on. Big reason for that is that a tank under fire will always do less damage and stay hidden for a lot longer than a tank that isn't being shot at. So it's sort of like a way of suppressing all their tanks. Our tanks in the middle sort of really interrupted what they were doing. Because they went hard west, we then move our light tanks and pull them out on the west. Because there's no reason to keep light tanks engaged with mediums and heavies, especially when we've got that sort of cascading failure going on in the east, where we've got a nice concave firing line, and some heavy tanks essentially doing the lighting there, just rolling what they've got. So at this point, I mean, it's quite clearly a win. We've killed their TDs and we're just circling the mediums and stuff that they've got left, getting them all killed out. But the main reason for that is for the reason that we came out of this so well, is that we scouted them early in the east, and we immediately took the rest of the map from them, so that when they tried to go somewhere else, they had nowhere to go, and they couldn't turn around and go back on the east either, because they just had these sort of mediums hounding them like dogs.